Alright guys, focus. Welcome back to my latest pickup video. In this video it's all the games that aren't shoot 'em ups. I'll keep them to a separate video. So not a huge amount, just a few things I've picked up. As I said in my last video, this will be my last pickups for the while, at least for the summer. I spend a lot of time outside and that for the summer, so I'll crack on. Some of these I've still not even took the stickers off, that's how fucking lazy I have been. Right, what will I start with? I will start with Xbox, original Xbox, only 2 Xbox games this month. Again, I've said it before, I'm really struggling to find the games now out in the wild. One of them that I've seen a few other people pick up is Sonic Mega Collection Plus. This was 50p. I've actually got this for the GameCube. I just noticed in Game.Loady's latest video he picked up the Sonic Gems collection. Looking for that as well because it has an updated version of Sonic R on it, which is pretty good. But this is identical to the GameCube version. Apparently it's got a few more hidden games, but I don't think it does. So I'll probably end up getting rid of my GameCube version because I prefer it on the Xbox. But it's a Sonic's, pretty good. Another game I got which I'm super happy about, I've looked for this for about 4 years. That is Project 02, Crimson Butterfly. I actually have this on the PS2. This was one of the very first PS2 games I ever bought. And I've never ever played it. Because I finished the first one on the Xbox and I was determined to find it for the Xbox. But I thought I'll keep a hold of this because I know, just in case I never found it. But I knew one day luck would shine down on me. So again, this was 50p. Overjoyed. I could finally get around to playing the second one. Really good games. I think the second one's better than the first one, but it's really terrifying games. Makes you a fanny fucking quiver. So it does. Aye, so my PS2 version is going to be out for trade if anyone wants it. It's in decent enough condition, a wee bit of wear where the insert's been kind of at the top of the box, but the discs and that's pretty nice. So it's obviously complete, as people like to say. Aye, so anyone fancies it, let me know. I'm not really after a great deal, but I'm sure we can figure out something. So yeah, so Project 02, really happy. Couple Wii U games. I actually took some stuff. I've actually acquired over 100 Xbox 360 games, which is a huge amount of games. But basically, I've just been playing them, and I've been giving them away to my cousins and my pals and things like that. Once I've finished them, but a few of them I noticed they were worth quite a bit in CEX. Now I'm back pals with CEX after my Master System games, like Fight Night Champion. I played that, I enjoyed it. It's not as good as Fight Night Round 3, but I paid £1 for it and they were offering me £12 trading. So yeah, so I picked up a few Wii U games that I normally wouldn't buy. Super Mario Bros. Super Mario Bros. U, pretty good, but I will say, like all Nintendo things, it's not any different for Super Mario Bros. On the Wii. It's the same game. Darksiders 2, pretty good. I didn't think I was going to buy this for the Wii because you could pick it up for the 360 for like £2. And although it was only a tenner on Wii U in most shops, but I ended up getting it for £8. So, but it's a really good game actually, Darksiders 2. The Darksiders games are pretty good. I hope they bring out a third one. And again, finally, Wonderful 101. Sorry about the light, I'm right next to the window here, it's a fucking sunny day. I wasn't sure about this game. I actually mentioned to Sean, Horatio Van Basten, about it. It was in my local cash generator. I can't remember how much I told you, Sean. It might have been $12.99, but they'd had it for a few weeks, and normally I buy majority of stuff out of that shop. And last time I was at the guy, I was like, you know what, you don't want to buy this? I give you a good price, $12.99. And I'm like, nah, I'm sure it was $12.99, but I was like, nah, nah. But Sean convinced me. He was like, oh, it's worth picking up and things like that. So I actually went back like the next day, and they've lowered it to $7.99. Was it $7? I'm sure it was. They're basically half the price of it, basically. So I was like, you give me a good deal, and I buy. So yeah, Wonderful 101. It's actually pretty good. It gets a bit chaotic and you tend to just fucking flick the buttons and everything like that. But it looks nice. It's Pikmin, obviously. If you've never played it, it's basically Pikmin but with superheroes. But yeah, it's definitely worth picking up. I don't know if I would pay maybe 30 quid for it, but it's yeah, it's pretty good. I enjoy just picking it up and playing like an odd mission here and there, and I feel satisfied after my time with it. Right, it's not even the last Wii U game. I also picked up Batman Arkham Origins. Again, that was for CEX. It's part of my trade-in stuff. It was only a tenner. I've not finished Arkham City yet, so I wasn't actually sure if this was just an expansion pack or DLC or that, but it seems to be a full game. So I've played the first sort of half an hour of it just to see what it's like. It's just identical to Arkham City. So once I finish Arkham City, I'll get around to playing that, because the Batman games are obviously excellent. So, right, so we'll just continue on with the Nintendo. Picked up 4 Wii games, so these are actually my last Wii games I'm probably going to buy, apart from I've still got the 2 Mario Galaxies to get. I did think about buying, like, I was after Samurai Showdown Anthology. It's quite a rare game, but I'm thinking, I don't think I'm going to bother buying it, because I'm not a massive fan. I like the fighting games, but I don't know if I'll need to have all 5 of them. But I'll wait and see. I'll wait and see. So anyway, so the games I picked up, these are all just cheap for cash generator. Opona. This was the only game on my maybe pile, because it's an RPG. I don't like RPGs. I like action RPGs. I don't like action RPGs. And I thought this was turn based, so I thought if I see it cheap, I'll buy it and give it a try. So I'm still sitting on the fence with this. I'll maybe no keep it. I'll wait and see. 2 games actually that I've really enjoyed. I've been playing them a lot actually. Total change of pace for me is Rune Factory Frontier. If you can even fucking see these covers. And Anno, Create a New World. This especially, it's been years since I've enjoyed like a God style sim. You know, like your Populuses and Civilization and games like that. It's been years since I've played these style games. It's all first person shooters and whatnot. So I'm really enjoying the pair of these, especially Rune Factory Frontier, if you don't know, is sort of a spin-off of the Harvest Moon. And I've never fully gave a Harvest Moon game a time of day. This one's meant to be the best because it's got a bit of a story, and you can flirt with young girls that look about 12, if that's your bag. So, but yeah, it's surprisingly enjoying growing your own crops and whatnot, and then this killing people, setting fire to folks' houses and whatnot. So yeah, definitely, they're both available for the DS, I think. So they're worth picking up. So yeah, so I'm enjoying them. It's a good change of pace. And the last game for the Wii, The Last Story. I've wanted this for a good few years. Even when it came out in like 2011, my game never stocked it, so I've never ever seen it. So I ended up wanting to buy this online, but I got a really good price for it. Is it £12.50? I'm not sure. It was definitely under £15 delivered though. So yeah, Last Story. So I'm actually playing this now. The control scheme takes a bit to get used to. I don't quite like the fact that it attacks automatically. And I think the voices are pretty fucking funny. If you've never played it, all the American reviewers said the voice work was phenomenal. But it's an all British cast, and it's, for me, being British, it's very stereotypical. There's like a Yorkshireman son that's like, "Hey up lad, how's it going?" And the Scotsman, and it's just hilarious. It's like, "What are you doing, my friend? What are you doing? Okay." So, but yeah, it's pretty funny. But The Last Story. So that was basically my last main Wii game. So, next, I was in Cash Generator, picked up a few PlayStation games, and one of the games the guy actually gave me for free. I'm kind of good pals with the guy in Cash Generator. He gave me Project Number 3 for the GameCube. It was meant to be $1.99, but the condition's not the best. when we're talking, he collects games as well. He's a Mega Drive collector. I was telling him that my GameCube collection is basically, it's going to consist of about 20 games, and this was one of them. So I really wanted it, but I do enjoy it, but in very, very short bursts. I mean, it's took me about 8 years to get up to level 7 or something. I think it's like 100 of them, because it does get very repetitive. But so I thought I do want it in my collection, but I wasn't willing to pay really any money for it. So I was super happy he just gave me for free. He's a top guy, Andrew. Anyway, onwards. PS1 games now. Picked up a couple actually. These are when I was in the cash converter, sorry, not a generator. They were all buy one get one free. So picked up G Police. £1.50 if you can see that, if it was focus. £1 buy one get one free. G Police. I do enjoy G Police. I've seen it many times. Never ever picked up. I always thought I would see it cheaper. But for 75 pence I bet the bullet. Pardon me. One of my favourite Ridge Racer games now. Rage Racer. This one's a lot more dark and grittier than the other Ridge Racer games. But I think it's a lot harder to slide in this version, I think. But really glad to have that. I really enjoy the Ridge Racer games. One game that I think Chris Shank was talking about, I think he was talking about, is Overboard. This sticks in my mind. It used to be on a demo disc for the PlayStation back in the day when the PlayStations, when they first came out, they were that expensive that I just remember playing this demo over and over again. It's a really good game, it's really fun. And again, the type of game that you just don't get nowadays. These games are all just downloadable, which is a shame. But I really enjoy Overboard actually, it's quite good. It's a lot harder than I remember. Another James Bond game, 007 Racing. Not the best James Bond game, I do enjoy 007 games. This one's not the best. Handling's shocking on it. But it's still James Bond there. The back of your hairs on your neck still go up when you hear the doo 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 doo. A copy of Wipeout 2097. It's Platinum Edition though. But I enjoy the Wipeout games. These are two games that, again, this kind of harks back to what I said in my last video. A couple of the guys that come round, we all grew up, but we all started playing the PlayStation at the same time. Wipeout was basically one of the only games that we had, so we used to try and beat our best times and whatnot. So I basically bought this just so we could play together, because I've got the original Wipeout, but the second one's good. So, and finally, a fighting game, and it's Rival Schools. This game actually is going to be up for trade. I understand it's worth £20. That's sort of his going rate. It's a really good fighting game actually. I really do enjoy it, but I'm not a massive fan of fighters. I've got a couple of King fighters and things like that, so I can't see me giving this much time. But it's really good actually. It's a lot better than I remember. I might actually pick up the Dreamcast version, Rival Schools 2, because I do enjoy it. But yeah, so if anyone wants it, I'm not 100% sure if Champion 2D Rob Scott, I'd imagine he does. I'm sure I've seen it in his PlayStation collection video. But if you haven't, Rob, and you want it, give me a shout. I know you're right into your beat 'em ups, but if not, if he doesn't want it, condition wise, there's a wee crack, tiny wee crack here, wee bit of tape. But yeah, apart from that, it's pretty good nick. Both discs are there, instructions and things like that. It's a 2-disc game. I don't actually know why it's a 2-disc game. Must be for the story mode or something. But yeah, so that's Rival Schools. Quick funny story about that. One of the guys in Cash Converters, he thinks he kens fucking everything. He's a bit of a prick. So he had all the PlayStation games were like priced for £1, £1.50 and things like that. And I was going through them all, and he had Metal Gear Solid, and that was £12. And he's like, yes, Metal Gear Solid is extremely rare, you know, that's why it's priced at £12. I'm like, alright, okay. I said, how about your Rival Schools, this crappy beat 'em up? And I knew, I mean, I didn't ken everything about games or anything like that, but I knew rival schools was worth money. And he's like, oh, that game, I think that's just £1. So I'm like, you ken what, pal? You ken fuck all. You ken hee-haw, so just keep your mouth fucking shut. I hate fannies like that. Anyway, stay in a good mood. These notorious 3DO games from my bad eBay experience. Picked up 4, but one of them's a shooter, so I'll leave that for my shooter edition. Picked up Rio Pinball. Don't know what it is about pinball games. I need to have a pinball game for every system. I really enjoy pinball games. They're the type of game I fire on just for 5 minutes. Especially like for the Game Boy and things like that. They're the type of games I take with. You go for a good shit. Take a pinball game to play. I don't know why. So yeah, so it's quite a good game actually. It's a bit flat. It's not quite 3D-ish, but yeah, it's pretty good. What I like about this actually is that each table has a score to beat, and once you hit that score, you've completed that table. So then you move on to the next, and it's 5 tables. So I quite like that about a pinball game, as opposed to just continue playing. Fighting game, Samurai Showdown, the very first one. This is, I got this at a fantastic price actually. I got it for £3, and it normally goes for about 15. So I was pretty happy to get it for that price, even though I had to pay £3 to get it posted. But anyway, so yeah, this is a great version actually. This is probably the best version you could buy that doesn't have Neo Geo before it. Saying that, it's even better than the Neo Geo CD version. The load times are pretty much non-existent. It loads slightly before a match for about 5 seconds, and that's it. Some slow down, but much better than the PlayStation version. Don't think it came out on the Saturn. Mega Drive version, terrible. Neo Geo CD version's got long load times, so yeah, definitely. This is the type of game that, again, the 3DO, Panasonic 3DO, why did it not do better when it had arcade conversions like this? God only knows. And finally, one of my favourite games of all time, Flashback. I had no intentions of buying this for the 3DO. I've pretty much finished my collection. So this is quite an expensive game, and I've got it for the Mega Drive, and it doesn't differ too much. The graphics, in-game graphics are the same, but the one difference between this and the Mega Drive versions and that is this has got better CGI, sort of cutscenes, intros, slightly better music. But again, it's quite expensive, £15–20. I thought I want to spend that just to have that sort of addedness to it. But when I saw the price this wifey was selling it for, for a £5, I thought, fuck it, I'm just going to buy it. Because it's one of the games that I play through Flashback. People talk about getting the value for money out of games. I play through Flashback at least once a year, sometimes twice. That and Another World. I play Another World once a month. It takes 20 minutes to complete that game. Love it. I love it. I love it. And finally, my PC Engine games I picked up. Picked up 3 platformers. Again, like I've said, I'm really loving the PC Engine. I'm picking up some games that are just fantastic. So I picked up 2. One of them is Tooty's Fall. First up is Keith Courage in the Alpha Zones. I don't know what the Japanese name is, but this game is the packing game for the TurboGrafx 16 in America. It's not the best platformer. Once you become the robot in it, it does get a bit better, but it was only £3. So I thought at that price, I want to try it, and I can see why people think it's not the best, but it's still pretty good. I mean, I've still got my money's worth out of it. It's only the downside to these games, like the older platformers, is when you get so far you die, you have to start again. And because the first few levels are kind of slower paced, it becomes a bit of a chore to get through them again. But yeah, that's Keith Courage. Second up is, let me just check what it's called in Japanese, I've wrote it down here. Bekuro Man World, aka Monster Boy. Monster Boy? Wonder Boy in Monsterland. This is the same version that's on the Master System and that. This is the PC Engine version. this is Tootie's fault. Tootie picked this up at play. And I wasn't sure whether or not to buy it because there's quite a lot of text in Wonder Boy. You can still play it without reading the text, but it's sort of like an adventure style game. So yeah, but I saw this from a Japanese seller that I've used many times before, and it was only £4, which is a pretty good price. So I thought, yeah, fuck it, I'll have it. It is a good game. It has aged badly, I think, the original Wonder Boy. It's, again, like the last one, Keith Courage. It's slower paced, and this is brutal. This is, you only get like two hearts, no continues. So once you die, that's it. Back to the start. But yeah, Wonder Boy. It's a really good game to have in the collection. And finally, for me, this is a hidden gem on the PC Engine. I heard about it. I think the seller, I don't know if the seller's fucked up or if it's just a cheap game because nobody knows. But I'll quickly show you it, and I'll see if I can just remember it off the top of my head. Momotaro Kasuke. Japanese off the tongue. Basically, there's a series of games, Momotaro games, on the PC Engine. I've got another one here. That's Momotaro Turbo, Densuke Turbo. That's basically a Mario Party style game, but all the Momotaro games are heavy text Japanese. Most of them are RPGs. As I say, this is like a Mario Party style game, but it's Japanese text heavy. This is unplayable, as with most of them. However, this one is actually an action platformer with barely fuck all text in it, and it's phenomenal. For me, this is the best platforming game on the PC Engine. Better than Bonk 2, in my opinion. I think it's fantastic. Plays brilliant. I'm on the last level. Difficulty is really good on it. It's just a really, really good game. If you could try and find some footage of it, if you're into platforming games on the PC Engine, check it up. Momotaro Kasuke Kakeke. But don't be confused. If you see the wee manny, he's just standing by himself with the sword. There's another version which is an RPG where he's standing with the sword but he's attacking someone. That is unplayable unless you speak Japanese, of course. So yeah, so this was £2. So I'm assuming the seller just bundled it with the other Momotaro games and didn't realise you can't play it. Because normally, the seller I use normally rapes you for PC Engine games. But I wasn't complaining. So, whoa. So, really good game. Really fantastic. This has been my pick of the month. That's not a sure. So yeah, that's it guys. As I say, Rob, if you need rival schools, give me a shout. If not, if anyone else wants it, I'm sure we'll figure something out. Semi Project 02, if anyone wants that, give me a shout. We'll quickly just mention the whole pish about this postage thing from eBay. The wifey charged me £12 to send 4, Panasonic games are CDs. As I think Smooth MG said, they're £1.20 to post. And I know, I've posted them before. But that's what the PC Engine games came in. Try and I'll show you my address. Look at that, it's the size of my head. £1.20, all the way from Japan. That's how games should be packaged. 3 PC Engine games, a box this size, with enough bubble wrap to choke a dozen donkeys. It's £1.20 and it took 4 days. 4 fucking days in Japan. Royal Mail can't even get you a fucking letter in 9 days. Anyway. Well guys, thanks for watching. I need to try and get like a saying, like Woodland, thanks for being yourself. Just take it easy. Thanks for watching guys, I'll put up my shooter pick up video next, maybe wait a week so you didn't get bored of this mug. How can you get bored of this mug? So yeah, anyway guys, take it easy, see you soon.